My name is the Weekend Warrior, and welcome to my channel. Charles's Diecast Garage issued a challenge to build a Gaslands car in 1 hour. So I'm going to go ahead and participate, and I'm going to show you what I have here. So I have this truck. It's a cheap Maisto casting. I have a bunch of bits, so my daughter and I like to use things that we find on the ground. And so I pick up a lot of stupid pieces of trash. You see I got a little hand here. I'm going to use it like the hand of Sauron, I think, here, for all of you Lord of the Rings fans. I'll put that on there somehow. And I'm going to go ahead and get started, so let's check this out. So I'm going to set my stopwatch here on my other phone, get this started, and that way I'll have a timer going. So that way I can make sure I'm honest here and stop when I'm done. So hopefully I can get this done pretty quickly. So first off, let's see if I can scuff up this paint a little bit on this thing. What I want to do, I've got this pad here, and I'm hoping this will scuff it up a bit so things will stick to it. I'm going to glue some things onto it, so I want this to be a little roughed up. So let's get started. So what I've got, I kind of have this idea to use these two pieces as some sort of weapon. So if I put it that way, maybe it looks cooler. What I want to do is possibly drill a hole so this thing can rest in there and glue in there. So the thing that makes sense is to do it probably this side and drill up through it. That's what I'm going to do. Glue these things where I want them. I'll put some glue up in here. So let's set that on there. I'll let that stay there. And we'll see if we can get this to glue. I'm thinking right here. This might turn into the most ridiculous vehicle that you've ever seen. And if it does, great. I've accomplished something. Alright. Yeah, not bad. Kind of goofy, but that works. I want this piece on there. Almost like it's an electrical weapon of some sort. You know, this is like something for, I don't know, a pair of socks or something, panties. Who knows? Some sort of clothing article. And I think I'm just going to stick this right on the side here somehow. So precise, right? Alright. You guys are watching that with admiration. What I'm going to use is my tweezers, because that will stick to my fingers. Oh, or stick to my that's really a mouse pad that I have sitting here. So for anybody wondering, like, where can I get that cool blue thing that you're using to work on? That's a cheap mouse pad that you can find on Amazon for about $1. Let's do something kind of cool here. Let's see, what do we got? We got this. I could go there or across the windshield, which might make a very cool piece if I just cut this down. So I've got some, some cutters here. They're not the best cutters, just some cheap cutters. If I cut this at an angle, maybe I can get this thing to stay on. It's going to look like a scuba piece, like a piece of scuba gear. For my windshield, and that'll look funny enough. Actually, not too bad. What am I doing? Anybody that's watching will see that I put that upside down, and then dropped it on my mouse pad again. So that mouse pad's getting nice and covered with glue, hopefully. Okay, that seems to be good. And like I said, this is an hour build, so I'm already 10 minutes into it. So, try to knock out some of the gluing and the bits that you're going to add pretty quick, because you may want to spend a little more time on painting, right? This little piece might work here. It might look ridiculous, and that might be perfect for what I need. I'm going to cut off this tab. This is something I printed on my printer. I think it was for a chain. I don't remember. It's something I printed that failed. So this is just an extra piece of plastic I can use for something. Some kind of cover there for the rear. I found this piece. And what if I cut it in half? So I did this. So I just cut that piece off. I don't think this will stay there, but maybe this will mount right here. I could probably put enough glue there and it will look like a spoiler. All your fast cars have wings. Let's see if this will work. Kind of weird looking, but that's okay. Let's cut this. This is a piece of rubber. This should cut fairly easily. I do not know what it's to. I'll probably regret cutting it when I discover, hey, that went to such and such. But you know what? We'll live, right? Yeah, there we go. Fingers are sticking already. All right. Yeah, the good old wire mesh, right? And really, it's just like cheap screen, but it will work. I can get some scissors and cut out a piece. This just gives you an idea that you can build a Gaslands car using just about anything. So, you know, try not to throw things away. But I do like doing this because then you get to be a little more creative, right? It'd be kind of funny to cut those fingers into, you know, just a middle finger, but I should have flipped it over the other way, and it would have been very funny. Not for kids, though, but it would have been funny. All right, so now I think we're going to go on to painting. So we're going to get some paint on here. See my Sauron hand. I might add white to that in a bit. That's looking pretty gnarly, right? So what we can do, we can hit this with the hairdryer so it dries fast. And then we can add some more colors to it. Some brown. Just give it a little bit of color. We want to break up this black. If everything's just black, it's going to look kind of bland, right? Add a little bit more. Let me see if I can get in here and get that in there without making a mess. Right, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we add some color here. I honestly don't know what this piece is. Again, it's something I found on the ground, so I'm really terrible at that. I'm kind of a scrounge, so if you ever see a goofy person walking around town picking up stuff, just think about it. He may be collecting for Gaslands, so don't be too hard on the guy. Almost like ribs here. So I'm going to use this brown or this round brush here just to dab some white on the front. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it's not going to be. You just kind of, this is the hand of Sauron, so it doesn't have to be perfect if you remember the movie. But we do want enough detail where you could tell it's a hand. So maybe we'll put a little bit of red on there when we're done for blood. Anyone that watches this is going to think, this guy's crazy. What kind of ugly creation is that? Who puts a snorkel on a car? Well, Pixar. Alright. Did Mater ever wear a snorkel? Probably. I'm just going to add a little blue in here. I think that's going to be the only problem is this paint's still wet in there. Alright. I'm just going to put some thick stuff in there. And we'll let that settle in there. Like I said, I don't have long, so I'm trying to get this done. Probably won't be the best build of the bunch, but it'll definitely be something different. I'm just going to get a little bit of red. Kind of hand of Sauron is going to have some blood on it. We're down to 9 minutes, so let's see if I get some silver on here, some dry brush, some silver, make it look cool. I may add a little more, may add a little silver to the wing to break that, like the whole wing silver. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. We got 9 minutes, so we're doing all right. I'm not too worried yet. Coming up pretty fast, but that's okay. So what I want to do is just kind of hit some of the edges with this silver. On the hood, metal showing through. Definitely on this part. You know, the time limit, an hour, is pretty rough. So this is one. I'm going to do another one. I know Charles is doing a couple, so I'm probably going to do a couple myself just to see what I can do. If I can make this look or not this, sorry. If I can make another one look even better, I'm going to try it. So I encourage everyone, try this challenge. This is Charles's challenge. I'm going to link his channel below. It's pretty good. It's a tough one, right? Just trying to add a little more color. I don't want it to look too dull. That seems to be the case with my Gaslands cars. You know, sometimes there's not enough color. When you add them, they just look like a blob. And hopefully this will break it up enough and the pictures will look cool. And we'll see. This is almost like a wash. Let's add some of this brown. It's a darker brown. We're just going to kind of pat it on in places. Looks cool. Definitely give it an appearance of some sort of cloth. Alright, we're done.